Well, a probe into allegations of impropriety at the Public Investment Corporation also kicked off today. The state-owned asset management company handles government pension and other funds worth around 2 trillion rand. For more on the story, Heidi Jokas joins me in studio. She's been following this for us. Of course, Heidi, tell us exactly what happened today and why it was so important to outline exactly how the PIC operates.
So, Shahan, today was the first day of the PIC inquiry, another inquiry, commission of inquiry that we are seeing. And it was the first day, so a lot of housekeeping rules, but specifically looking into how the PIC works. So we had 3 executives that work at the PIC currently that spoke about how the PIC works, what process it follows when it looks into investing into companies, because you must remember that the PIC, invests into various companies, specifically our government pension funds are invested in these various companies. So the Commission was trying to understand what the PIC does, what processes are followed to ensure that the correct companies are invested in, because previously we saw the PIC investing in companies such as Steinhoff, VBS Mutual Bank, and other questionable companies that haven't seen much returns on those government pension funds. And this is why it's so vital for the Commission to try and understand what process is actually followed, so that when this Commission of Inquiry progresses, they can actually put 2 and 2 together and say, if this is your act and if this is how you are supposed to be, pulling in these investments, why was this done? And we do know that there are questionable investments such as Steinhoff and VBS Mutual Bank that the PIC was involved in.
And I saw one witness earlier this morning saying that it was at the discretion of certain individuals at the PIC to decide where to invest to, depending on how a company is doing.
So, there's a lot of things that came out today about how it's done, and I think this is why the Commission was trying to understand, how it is up to one individual to decide whether or not they should invest in. For example, if I can just give you one example, you have a situation where the PIC has invested in 2 companies owned by, or partly owned by Iqbal Survey, which is, a media mogul, and these investments have been questioned, given the fact that the one company, AO Technology, listed on the JSE in 2017 at 45 Rand per share. 2 years later, that share is going for just under 3 Rand. So it's really questionable as to why these investments have been made. And it's so important to understand that this is government pension funds. The PIC invests 88%, or just under 90% of government pension funds. So you cannot have a case where, you're investing in companies, there's no return, questionable companies that aren't making profits. And this is why this commission has been established, because there's been, allegedly impropriety and misconduct and poor governance. So this is why this commission is trying to establish what is actually going on.
Very quickly, 30 seconds, tell us who's coming up in the next couple of days.
So it's only running until Wednesday, and then until the end of, and then the next 3 days will be at the end of January. But others, big shots at the PIC, and they're trying to get executives at the PIC to speak, to explain what goes on, but they're calling on everybody, to whoever has evidence, to bring forward the evidence and to try and get as much evidence and affidavits in as possible. I hope that was 30 seconds.
Yes, well done, Heidi. Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. Heidi Jokas, our reporter, following that PIC inquiry.